Hello and welcome to Mostly Minnesota Music Podcast Edition. I'm Ann Tracy and I'm here with my co-host,
Heather Baker.
Heather Baker, yes. And we are today with Harbor and Home. We have Caleb Williams. Thank you for being with us.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Top
You're
of the morning
having
to you.
Yeah. There's a Breakfast of Champions right here.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Diet Coke
it
for
is.
breakfast. Love it.
Yeah, exactly. You have a lot going on right now. You do. I'd say the highlight of the weekend is going to be tomorrow. You have tell us about. You've got a concert tomorrow in Maple Grove, and it sounds like it's going to be a big production, a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've been working on our CD release now for what seems like forever. It's been just over a year since we were actually in Nashville recording, and before that, all the pre-production, everything like that. So we've been anticipating a release for a long time. And then, like everyone knows, COVID hit, and I would say for myself especially, my world was just kind of turned upside down for probably 3 or more months with, within a couple weeks, all of our shows were canceled. On top of that, I work in the production industry. All of live events were canceled across the country. And so having just kind of everything shift that quickly was definitely super tough to basically figure out how to plan this record out. And so we've kind of been biding our time. Over this past year, we've been slowly coming out with singles and kind of just just trying to push that back and wait, because this was, for us, very important to have a live event for a CD release. And so once we kind of opened up and we had the availability of up to 250 people outdoors within certain parameters in large areas, we knew that was the time. And so I reached out to my production company that I work for called IDCOM. They're a local-based production company that works with like massive companies. They did like the Starkey Expo this past year down in Las Vegas, where they got like Matthew McConaughey was there, Colin Powell.
Wow.
They had John Bon Jovi playing the event, so like they know how to handle massive events and very large budgets. And so, I just went into the owner and I'm like, hey, I'm just looking to see if I can get a little lighting for the event. And Charles is the best salesman I know. And so he's like, well, here's what I'm going to do. He's like, I know you asked for lighting, but I want you to make this event the coolest event that you can make it. He's like, whatever you need for that night, we're going to make it happen. And he went on to tell me some story about like how his grandfather had a similar situation. And it was just like, yeah, he's such a, like he was selling me on like my ask, and it was crazy. So yeah, just unbelievably generous. But I work with some of the best professionals I know in the production industry, and they're going to be coming out with lighting, video, audio. Like we're flying in our own PA, and we're going to be bringing in like tons of moving lights, tons of haze, and we're going to live stream the event with professional broadcast cameras and switchers and video crew, technician, people calling the show. On top of that, bringing in some food trucks. So it's going to be like a really big, massive event for us, and we're blown away by people's involvement, but also we're just so excited for tomorrow. It's going to be a great time.
Absolutely worth the wait then.
Yes, absolutely. Nice. But like anything, I always say to people, planning a show like this is like planning a wedding. It's like, because you got to deal with catering, you got to deal with ticketing, you got to deal with all the setup of the venue and all this kind of stuff. And then, it comes to the day and it's done in 10 minutes. So, I'm hoping that tomorrow we can kind of pump the brakes a little bit mentally and soak in the event that we've just been planning for so long. So
Nice. Tell us where it is. It's Maple Grove.
yeah, so Maple Grove, if you kind of know the layout of the city, there's a main street that runs and it kind of continues until it hits a T. But in there's a chain of lakes that's kind of, I think they were man-made, but gorgeous lakes. And there's sidewalks all around them. If you go near the library, there's an amphitheater down below called Town Green that can fit easily a few thousand people
Nice.
in the area. Very large open space with restrooms and again this just gorgeous, like very modern amphitheater. So it's not like your typical band shell. It's all lit up and very modern architecture look to it. And everything goes down to it. So all the seating kind of
Ooh.
comes up like this naturally. Yeah, it's a perfect venue for what we're looking to do.
Well, I mean, it just sounds like an amazing break from the day-to-day life that so many of us are walking through right now.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things that we wanted to do with this live event is we wanted to offer something that, look, I know everyone's in different spectrums and different places and everyone has different political views and everyone is all over the board right now, and but there is one thing, we're all stuck in the same place here right now, and we're all, I think, just trying to get out and like live normalcy, whatever that looked like before. And so to be able to offer something where we can put all those things aside and we can just come together for one common goal of like, we want to feel a little normal tonight, and we want to just kind of get behind the vision of music and like what that can do for us, like in a healing, almost spiritual way. And yeah, I think just come together as one and not have any of that other BS there, I guess. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm just excited to like have that and just kind of be unified in that. So it's going to be really fun.
Well, and the weather's supposed to be perfect.
I'm excited for that. I actually purposely did not look at my weather app for like the first
Oh yeah,
like
no.
7 days this week. I was like, I'm not even going to look, because if I look, I'm going to be freaked out all
Yeah.
week. So yeah, I ended up looking yesterday, so I'm very glad that it's going to be a good day. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Can you tell us the influence or inspiration behind the album, the Hold On to Love?
Yeah. That's kind of like a big phrase, I feel like, to come out with in a time like the timing of it is really interesting to me. And to know that we've kind of been biding our time and now it almost seems like that message is more needed than ever. I think initially when I was going through everything, like kind of my normal schedule, I kind of have a workaholic tendency where I'm just like kind of bam, 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 bam. And last year, I know that was definitely like a strong thing. Like I was just constantly working. And the thing that I notice is like, when you're in that mentality, a lot of people fall to the wayside, and a lot of people that you love fall to the wayside. And you come back at the end of the day and you're like, what was that for? That was for a piece of paper, like, or, even just like the band in general or whatever it is that you're working towards. None of that can replace people. It can't replace the people that you love. It can't replace anything like that. And thank God I haven't experienced kind of what the song is about, like that fear losing someone. But I kind of had that epiphany of, you know, what if at the end of your life, like you look back and everything that you worked for, you know, was all this garbage, and you forgot how to love, and you forgot how to care about people. Like, what if you lost everyone and it was your fault? You know what I mean? And so that's kind of where this song came from, was that epiphany. And there's a little excerpt that I put in the album in the front. It's just kind of a little like thought kind of based around that. Just kind of encouraging people to, you know, step back, take a look at your life, see, are you like holding on to the people that you want to hold on to? Are you holding on to the relationships that mean a lot to you? Are you giving them the time that they need? And yeah, because you never know when it could be your last breath. That's the crazy thing, especially right now. You just never know. Like, your parents could be gone in 2 weeks. You could, anything like that. So it's more important than ever for us to have our priorities straight. And I feel like a lot of times we just don't take the time, and we don't assess. So yeah, I guess that's kind of where that was born out of. And it was actually a late addition too. So it was the last song that we added to the album. And that was, I'm trying to think of when that was. It was literally like 8 months before we were even, probably 8 months ago or something like that. So kind of before COVID hit, and before all of that was a real thing. We were like, yep, we need to add this song. It needs to be the title track. Loved that as being like the center of what the album is, and kind of the rally cry that we can all get behind. So yeah.
Nice. It's good timing for that, because we're, one thing, as you point out, that we all have in common is we're all right here.
Right.
Neither
Right.
you can make the best of it,
Right.
you know, and look around at the people with you and make the best of them,
Right.
or you can play.
Right.
And I'm not saying you can't do both. But
Yeah.
you can, you know,
Absolutely.
we have plenty of time to do both, but it is good to,
Yeah. Yeah.
good to have that reminder of.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah. And I mean, I think even beyond that now, kind of something that I've just been contemplating over the past few weeks is, again, I've never felt like the division that I've felt across this country that's happening right now. And honestly, it's heartbreaking to even see, I don't know. I always find myself falling more in the middle of most things anyways. And it's just like everyone is wrong. Almost. It's like everyone is not loving the way that they should love. Everyone is not responding the way that they should respond. And I say that generally, meaning, you know, both, if we take the extremes. And it's sad. It's sad to see that. And if we can come out and offer a message of hope, reminding one another that we need to hold on to love, like truly the way that it is, and kind of remembering what it is. You know, I'm sure we've heard it at weddings all the time. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. It does not boast. It keeps no record of wrong. There's a lot of truth there that people that claim to love do not show at all. And I think we need to remember that as humanity, like what love actually is. Love is hard. Love is forgiving. Love is able to look past other people's wrongs. And right now we don't have that. Right now we don't have that as a nation. We don't have that as a country. And I want to see that again. I want to see that restored in this country. And so if that can be another rallying cry that we have behind this album, I think that's what it is.
I think you're right. I think we see that certainly on the national level, but it's to a point where, people dread the holidays because you know you're going to see family that doesn't feel the same way that you do. As you said,
Right.
it's,
Yep.
it'd be nice to go to Christmas dinner again without worrying about.
Wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
So,
think
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could probably rant for hours about any of this. Um,
Well, what I think
yeah.
is you've given us an album with that message, which is great, and then in some ways, at least as great, you giving us an event, because I think part of the awkward family dinners right now is there's nothing else to talk about. I guess people are playing sports again, or so my mom tells me. She's been watching it nonstop. But
Yeah.
there's, you don't have your kids' baseball to talk about. You don't have nothing else is going on,
Yeah.
But now, tomorrow, something else is going on.
Right.
Right. Your concert will give people something to talk about.
Well, and I'm hoping it does. I mean, knock on wood, we knock it out of the park. And yeah, it's just something that everyone can say that this was just an awesome time where we were able to be together, be it at 6 feet apart. That's fine. And yeah, just something that we can just feel like we have a normal life a little bit again. I think a lot of people have been craving that. Maybe just a distraction, if anything, too. Just something that isn't the same thing that we've been doing for the past 6 months that just feels dry and stagnant and like we're just a broken record, just repeating and repeating. So yeah, I'm hoping it's a good break in the monotony and just kind of a breath of fresh air of what people hopefully have just been kind of craving. So yeah.
How are you feeling about playing a live show just because it's been so long? I mean, I'm assuming it's always exciting and whatever, but ways you look at it differently since you haven't been able to play or even maybe see your bandmates.
Right. I think for the most part, we've been really lucky. There's been a few outdoor opportunities where we've been able to play at like breweries, and a few house shows that we've done outdoor as well. Obviously, I think it's a different vibe because, people, they're far away, they sit far away and they are not close to each other. I'm going to close this door real quick. 'Cause this is so yeah, it's been a very different experience as far as like the band fan connection. But I think more than anything, we're stoked to have people that are there for the music, if that makes sense. So if you go to a brewery, I don't know if you've been when there's live music there. I honestly don't care how good you are, your background noise at a brewery. That's just what you are. It's like, it's a part of the thing that's there, but people are there to chat. They're there to have, their beer with their friends, and maybe they don't even like your music because they didn't buy a ticket for that. You know what I mean? And so having people that want to actually come and see what you're doing and care about, all the effort that we put in to make this the best that we can is just, yeah, it's way different. It's way different when people are actually paying attention. And you do things and they notice and they it's just filling an ego, I suppose, but like that hasn't been filled for us for a long time. And like, I feel like as performers, like you kind of need to get that kickback from the crowd to really feel like what you're doing matters. And that might be, I guess, like a shallow thing for us as musicians to need that, but I think it's needed, and I do feel bad for like performers that never really get to experience that thrill and that excitement of having a crowd that's into what you're doing. So yeah, so excited to have that experience back, and just kind of get to entertain. I think, again, when you're doing like a lot of breweries and smaller shows where your background noise, you know, the entertainment side is kind of squelched while you're you just need to sound good the whole time. So it's less about really trying to keep the audience engaged and entertained. And that's half the fun. I feel like that's half the thing as a performer, is like knowing that people are having a good time. So we're excited about that. Yeah.
Are you getting your stage like high kicks and all that ready? Or stretching out?
Surprisingly, I've never been the down on my knees just playing the guitar. I lead from acoustic mainly, so it's if I'm going down and doing that, they're gonna be like, "That's the right instrument there, sir." Yeah, but we definitely it helps when you're definitely playing like a concert and it's loud and you're just able to get into it and you're just able to feel it out a lot more. You kind of dance around, move around on stage, and hopefully get the people doing the same thing. So
yeah. I was going to say your album, when I was listening to it, it fills a room. You got loud.
Yep.
It's going to be perfect for out there.
Yeah, we're excited. Yeah. Yeah, Chris, you guys got to hear the new one?
Yeah.
It's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely, so we've kind of had this weird journey. I think we've had like 20 different members over the life of this band.
Oh, wow.
So I'm the only one that's been consistent since like day one and moved through. So the sound has been something that's just kind of always done this, depending on people's, involvement.
Sure.
Or, just like even myself growing from 7 years ago, my voice is way deeper than 7 years ago. I was probably talking up here the whole time, and so yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy to see the evolution of that. Like we were almost a folk band before, and now we've kind of transformed into a rock band, which is definitely, I think, what I've wanted all along, is kind of the more being able to rock out and have there's just something about some big electric guitars, drum kit, bass, and Hammond organ that just speaks to my soul. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm excited about this record. I think it's a good transformation for us.
I liked yeah, exactly.
What was that? Sorry, I missed it.
Hammond organ, always a plus.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Our organ player is phenomenal too. He's absolutely ridiculous at keys in general. He played keys across the whole record, and even the intro, he created this whole like soundscapey type thing just from all his. He's got his laptop from 2013 that's running all these sounds. I'm like, I don't know how you're doing this, man. Sounds incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Magic man there.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me the cover art, because I love it. I think you need shirts of that so I can purchase one, please, whenever that happens.
Yes. So we have a guy on our team called his name is Jake Dixon. He has a creative company that he does a lot of design. So he's our creative director at Harbor and Home. And he's kind of had this vision since before we were down recording, of kind of like this retro 70s vibe. And so we've kind of shifted into that because I think it really fits the sound of what we're doing. And he had just this idea of someone on a motorcycle with his girlfriend just wrapped around him. And with the title Hold On to Love, it was literally like perfect. So we went out, I have a convertible, and so we had the top down, and he was literally, you know, hanging out the side. Another one of my buddies and his girlfriend were driving on the motorcycle out in some farm town west of here, kind of close to where I'm living out in St. Michael, actually. And yeah, we were just shooting those photos. The guy and his girlfriend are like the most photogenic people anyways. I'm like, I don't know how you're so good at photos, but I can't ride a motorcycle and look that cool. You did. And funny thing, so that motorcycle, that's my motorcycle that I bought right before we went down to Nashville. So I bought it for $250, fixed it all up. And then when we were down in Nashville, that was when we were recording the record, that was like, we'd take it out and take turns going out on it. It was kind of the way that we were able to kind of clear our heads and drive through these rolling hills in Tennessee. And on the second actual song of the record, Hold Me, at the beginning, we actually recorded the motorcycle. And so that motorcycle is in the record as well. So yeah, we wanted to throw it in because it definitely felt like a part of the experience when we were down there. But yes, we do. Jake has been working hard on getting some new merch shirts, and I'm sure he's got something in the works for that. I know he's got some sweet new designs that just came out. I think he has 4 new designs for our shirts that are going to be released that night, as well as these masks. He designed these things too.
Yeah, I was hoping you put one on for the.
Yeah, these are
Great.
crazy. Like, look at this. Look at that. That is
It's
awesome.
great.
Yeah. He's got these weird, I don't know how he does all his font stuff either. I think he like custom designs his fonts.
Looks good.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So these will be available on Sunday. So
Nice.
I'm sure we'll sell out of them because I didn't buy enough of them. So that's a good problem.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, we'll remind folks where they can see you tomorrow
Yeah, absolutely.
Quick.
So,
and where
Yeah.
they can find you online and all of that good stuff.
perfect. Yeah. Tomorrow night. Yep. Sunday, September 6th. Doors are at 5, just kind of for the food trucks to open up. Music starts around 6:15, and it's in Town Green, which is Maple Grove, Minnesota. It's that outdoor amphitheater right next to the library there. There's a bunch of parking. And then if you're looking to connect with us on like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you just look up Harbor and Home. Otherwise, you can find us at harborandhomemusic.com, where you can get tickets for the show tomorrow, where there's no fees, by the way. That's the other nice thing, because that's why we did that. And
Nice,
then,
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
otherwise, come out and see us live. We'd love
Nice. And you've got Gabe Douglas opening up and St. Harrison.
St. Harrison. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Gabriel Douglas. Yeah. Yeah. 4 on the Floor guy. He's actually one of my production buddies. He was a roommate with him. That's how we got connected for this show.
Oh, great. Great.
So yeah, I'm stoked that he's able to be a part of it.
Yeah.
We'll be opening up tonight. Yep. So
Nice.
we're stoked. I'm very, very excited for this event. We've been working our asses off, honestly. We just have. So yep. Ready to make it happen.
Great. Great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming and tell us about it. I'm excited that you've got all the good weather, and I think it's going to be an amazing distraction. I mean that in the best way, just
Yeah.
something people can talk about. So
No,
that's
I'm so glad for that. Absolutely.
great.
Yep. Well,
Great.
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Caleb.
We'll see ya.
Bye.